She does burnouts. Let's get out of here. Hello everybody, and we're back. Been a while. If you guys haven't watched it already, check out my prawning video. That's where I've been gone for a bit, and I've also been kind of lazy too. So it's summertime, the sun's shining. It's hard to sit in a garage and work on cars, but I have been. So anyways, really excited about this video. The motor, what happened last time? Last time I blew up a motor, and this time we have a new motor, which is very shiny, very sexy, very good looking. I can't be more stoked, and I'm so excited to show you guys about what I'm doing here. So here we have a new 6.2 liter aluminum block, and this time it's brand new performance block from Chevy. So this block is actually an LSA block. The one that I had before from the Escalade was just a regular 6.2 liter truck block. So those are actually only rated for I think they're rated for about 500 horse, like the actual rigidity of the block. The LSA block is more skookum. It's rated for about 800 horse. I mean, those ratings are here and there, but anyways, stronger block. It's brand new. We went all out on this. I think with including my partial sponsorship, which we'll talk about, for my brand new build, I was looking at about 11,000 Canadian, which really in the grand scheme of things isn't that bad, but obviously still a lot of money. Really not stoked about spending it, but also I had to. So I wasn't gonna have a car sit in my driveway and not be able to drive it and make it awesome. So here we are. I've made it awesome. First of all, I would really like to thank Evan and his whole team at Powerhouse Precision Powerhouse Precision Engines. They're a shop out in Keating Crossroad, and they build performance engines, specializing in mostly GM Chevy stuff. So I got linked up with him through my other friend I'd like to thank, and that's Chris McCrimmon, who has been doing all the tuning on my Terminator, and he's awesome. If you're localized to me and you're interested in tuning, give me a shout and I could probably hook you up with him. But yeah, so he hooked me up with Evan from Powerhouse Precision Engines. Evan's a really awesome guy. I went in there before I went prawn fishing and was talking to him about engine options and new stuff, or running with an older 6 liter block. And we both got excited and we both got carried away, and so we kind of went all out with the LSA block. I guess some of the major things about the block that we did, we started talking about getting new crankshafts, and then we decided, well, why don't we just do a stroker crankshaft? So that's really cool. We got a forged stroker crank in there, Eagle H-beam rods, HB coated main bearings, Molly pistons. So yeah, it's all ARP, everything, head studs. It's a really built motor, and so that's great. I'm gonna have some peace of mind when I'm banging off rev limiter, which we also are gonna lower a little bit for safety to get started. I think I'm gonna run at about 6,600, somewhere around there, really safe. But yeah, what else? Was there anything notable about the engine? What else did we do? Oh yeah, okay, so I did a Titan 4 camshaft. Very similar duration to my last camshaft. I have a little bit more torque down low, a little bit lower. so it less choppy. It'll be better. I believe it'll be better. Yeah, and because of the stroker crank and stuff, what is our compression ratio now is 10.85. So yeah, the engine is going to wail. It's going to be really awesome. Anyway, so today, what's going to happen in this video, it's just fun stuff. I got Evan coming from Powerhouse and Chris, the tuner. They're coming here. We're going to get this thing fired up, and then I'll be going for a drive and doing some burnouts probably. But yeah, there's also one other person I'd like to thank, and that's Corey from Westshore Spring. He's really supplied me with a lot of parts for this build, and he's been really helpful, and he's built a couple cars with LSs in them too, so he was a great brain to pick. So yeah, Corey, Evan, Chris, thank you so much. Also, thanks to all my friends that came by and helped out to put engines in and drank beers, and it's been such a good time. And I'm so looking forward to getting this car back on the road and doing some shredding. I'll post exactly what I did on the build here. So if you guys are curious and want to know as well, you can look at it and pick my brain or whatever. I always like to give lots of information, and I like to give good feedback too. So if you guys have any questions, you can always ask me. But yeah, okay, so the guys are coming soon. I'm gonna work on getting it in the car. It should be really simple because we just installed it and I just uninstalled it, and now I'm installing the new one. So everything should go back in. I'm gonna throw this in. Well, it's as easy as that. Only took me like 5 minutes. She's bolted in. I just got to bolt the trans in, but I want to show you guys sort of an update on the shifter linkage and stuff and what I've been doing to take it in and out, and it's super easy, and I literally have no qualms so far with this setup. So I'll bring it up, we'll bolt the transmission in, I'll show you my linkage and just how easy it is. So up we go. So here's the back of my transmission here hanging. Right now I just have the motor bolted through the subframe but not tightened, so it can sag like this. And my linkage, there's the shifter coming through, the chassis mounted shifter. You can see it's wobbling around, and then here's my little linkage we made in a previous video. So all I have to do now is just use my trans jack up the back of the trans just a little bit so that it'll reach this. I bolt this through, and then I jack up my trans the rest of the way and put the trans cross member. Super easy, and it's really making it quite simple for quick engine changes. Like, I've only been doing this for an hour now probably, and just about got the engine back in. I can just hook up my lines and we're good to go. So this is the way to do it for sure. I have no qualms with that, and quick, easy way to do it without spending $600 on a trans-mounted shifter. So anyways, we'll keep bolting things in here and try and get this thing fired up. Woo! Okay, so we got the engine mostly bolted in. Well, the engine's fully bolted in, but starter's on, all the sensors on the side are on. I got the power steering pump back on, and I'm pretty much at the point where I can meddle with the intake and get all that stuff on. But I decided to pull it apart because my engine blew up and I dropped a couple valves, and it was a pretty major explosion, I decided to pull my intake apart. And look at this. There is metal shavings and chunks of engine all through my intake. So that was a worthy extra time expense to do. Because yeah, there's some pretty big chunks in here. Look at that piece. But yeah, if you blow up your engine and you reuse your intake, I highly suggest pulling it apart and cleaning it. Everything went in just pearly. I mean, it was really easy to get it all back together just because we just installed it. So it was all fresh in our minds. I didn't really change anything. I definitely did things a little bit cleaner, made sure everything was nice and sparkly when I put it on the motor, kept my greasy meat pickers off of the nice shiny stuff. And yeah, I didn't really change anything. The only thing I added was on the Terminator, there's a wire to turn on your electric fan for your rad automatically. So I changed a few things, made my relay with the switch that was in the car already to turn on the fan. I made that into a ground switch, and then you just attach the Terminator wire right to the ground switch. So I can either switch it on manually, or when this is above 160, the fan will just, or whatever we set it to, you can set whatever parameters you want, but it'll just turn on itself now, because there was a couple times where I forgot to turn it on and I looked down and I'm at like 212 degrees and I'm like, whoa, gotta turn the fan on. So upgraded rad on the list, because stock BMW rad is okay, but it's definitely not good enough. Good enough for now, but not good enough for the future. So anyways, Evan from Powerhouse Performance, who built the engine, and Chris, my buddy and tuner, they're coming by and we're going to start this thing up for the first time. So pretty excited. We'll do a little break-in procedure and be driving here in no time.
Yeah, I was going to grab a bunch of White Claws too, and I'm like, oh, everybody make fun of me for drinking Girl
No,
Claws.
I made sure we were stocked. I got Luckies and White
Claws.
Claws.
Alan messaged me like, nobody would be upset with Claw. And he's like, I'm fucking...
It's funny how people always like, oh, you drinking Girl Claws?
Yeah, they're so refreshing.
I fucking like them.
I know, I make fun of them too. I'm like, oh, girl.
I know, you try
and
and
then I have them too.
Well, that's why when I buy White Claws, I also buy a case of Luckies. You know?
You're like, this is...
Looks like a reminder for the whole way.
Too thirsty. I tell them awkwardly at the till. Yeah, that's what they go.
This thing really is shoehorned in there.
Yeah.
But you know what's funny? Your headers have tons of room. So here's what'll fucking blow your mind.
I was just
I'm on my 4th set of fucking headers and manifolds that still don't fit in the goddamn S10.
I'm switching to a Lucky just to reaffirm my manhood here.
No one's just...
And it's Lucky for
This is a
startup.
judgment-free zone.
Yeah, we
No,
really
I love me a Lucky.
I grew up on Lucky.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, man.
You ready to go there, Chris?
Yeah, man.
Okay, first start. Here goes that. Oh, should we cut ignition and just do prime the oil pump?
Prime it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Just tell me if you're getting oil pressure.
Okay, so...
Should take only a few seconds. Yeah.
Well, let's unplug the injection harness then.
Yeah, go ahead.
Real start.
Okay, real start. Everybody ready?
Good?
I'm ready.
right, guys, we're cruising. LSV2 is on, and we are driving. Real nice so far. Can't complain about a single thing. It's got lots of frickin'. She pulls hard. It's hard to drive this anywhere. I mean, everybody on these roads just drives so slow, but it picks up so hard. It's absolutely unbelievable. But yeah, we're gonna go do a couple burnouts. Where I live, it's like, it's not suburbia, but it's really hard to find a place to not bother anybody and be ignorant and do burnouts. So I might have to be a little bit ignorant and bother one or two people, but I'm gonna find a generally quiet spot and try and do some burnouts here. But and maybe a little bit of drifting, probably just burnouts. But I just put in a little line lock doodad. So I got a little switch right here. I've got my line locked plumbed so that basically I can just turn off my rear brakes. The solenoid's in my rear brake line, so, and I put it in backwards, so I switch the switch before I have it put any brake pressure on. That turns off my rear brakes. Then I can use my brake pedal with the front brakes like you normally would when you do a burnout. But just basically to save my rear brakes from cooking and all that extra stress on the axles and whatnot. So yeah, so far very happy with the engine. It's just amazing. It's it sounds a lot cleaner and more smooth than the last cam, that's for sure. One sec here. And it's a lot torquier down low, and it's really nice. I couldn't be happier. But yeah, anyways, enough blah blah. Let's go do some burnouts. We're doing a burnout. That sucked. I kept getting sucked into the ditch. I'll have to find a better spot here. Okay, burnout spot number 2. Here we go. She does burnouts. Let's get out of here. All right, everybody. Well, that was fun. And that's gonna be it for this episode. The car seemed to just drive absolutely great. And look at that. I gotta get a better catch can because it's not doing its job. Amazon garbage junk. But yeah. Happy chappy, everybody. Happy chappy. Not sure what the next episode's gonna be. We gotta do some drifting now, so hopefully that. But I'm always doing fun stuff and busy, so we'll see us around somewhere or another. But anyways, thanks for tuning in. Sorry this episode was kind of blah, but I'm stoked. I don't care about you guys. I got my car back on the road. So anyways, thanks for tuning in. Adios.
You